Guys, welcome back to the Gigabyte Esports LAN. I'm Azael, joined by Thundertoss. And we're going to have a pretty sick ZvT, man. It's going to be GoldenLight going up against Dream.
And yesterday, I'm not sure if we cast it, but Dreams showing us some really amazing TVZ, some amazing multitasking, dropping all over the place, and making short work of sleep in the round robin stages. But right now, we're going to see if Golden can make it to, what is this, would be
This
a
would be a
round
round
of
of four.
four.
Yeah, which would be really impressive, honestly. I don't think many people would have predicted that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people still thinking that Dream might have the chance to take this entire tournament here, and I think we're mostly left with Korean, so
Yeah, it's all
it's going to be a
Koreans.
tough road from here on out.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty tough, man. Dream also has a pretty interesting style. He doesn't really like to incorporate tanks in versus Ling Infestor, which is pretty cool. You know, he gets Blue Flame Hellions a lot. He goes mostly pure bio, getting massive amounts of medevacs. You know, I was watching him play some in the practice room, and he was talking about how, you know, he only thinks tanks are good when you're going up against mutas. He thinks otherwise, no tanks ever, and just splitting and tons of medevacs, put all your gas into
His
that.
splits are phenomenal. That
Yeah.
guy just like Automaton 2000, you know? And just like
Yeah.
zoom and everything, just individual banding hits, and they're just not cost effective that way. And that's just one way he extends that control into giving him a nice little edge in this matchup.
Yeah, they are ready, man. So we can get it going. But yeah, one more thing. It was kind of funny, like watching him. He had at one point, I think it was like 16 medevacs or something like that, and the fungals are going down and nothing's
Nothing
dying
would
ever.
die,
Yeah, it's actually hilarious. But anyway, we are counting down, guys. We're going to be going into MLG Cloud Kingdom here for the first map. It should be pretty good.
I'm looking forward to it. Here we go. Golden loading in, Dream loading in. Alrighty. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of MLG Cloud Kingdom, we have our red Terran. He is MVPDream. His opponent spawning in the bottom left, our yellow Zerg, is GoldenLight.
Yeah, so Cloud Kingdom, I think a great map to start it off here. And no real advantage, I feel, to either side. You know, it's pretty even. I mean, there may be some statistical advantages as far as that, but it's pretty even. It's not like it's heavily favored either way, and it's really just going to come down to whichever player plays better, whichever player has the better builds.
Yeah, one thing that is interesting to note is that the mineral line out of the natural does face outward, so if we see those amazing drops that we were seeing in some of his previous series, he can actually come from this airspace and get directly towards that mineral line. But the third, relatively easy to defend, I think, for the Zerg. The mineral line facing inward, he's got those ramps to give him a little bit of high ground vision into the mid-game. And I do think that we can actually see Dream go for that, you know, 3-base multi-prong harassment constantly here. And I'm not sure how well Golden's going to hold up to that.
Yeah, he definitely can, and I mean, he can also drop between the third and the main very easily. It's just separated by this little cliff. There's all this area to move around here, so it is quite a nice map for the drops, and you know, as you were saying, it really fits his style, especially when you're not even going to play with tanks. Your army is so mobile, you can always be harassing, always be dropping, pushing multiple locations at the same time, because those bioforces can be extremely strong in low numbers.
Yeah, they're just so cost efficient. With that stim, they just do so much DPS in a short amount of time. And again, just the Zerg units, if they can't close the distance, and if MVPDream is able to split effectively, even the banelings aren't going to be enough there. And you were talking about previously how with his medevac count, when he's able to skip those tanks, he has the extra gas for those medevacs. He can just heal, come back, and then continue harassment.
Yeah, exactly. It's extremely effective, man. And unless you're really catching the medevacs with the fungals as well, then they're never really going to go down. So it will have to be interesting to see what kind of style GoldenLight is going to use. You know, I have seen him go mutas a little bit, but obviously it's so common to just see the Ling Infestor style anymore. It looks like he's actually going to take an insanely fast third here. He's going to go 3 base before pool. He's going to do that at 18 supply, so a 3-minute third base. And that's actually, like, you know, kind of risky. But I feel like if it's not scouted, it's not going to be any problem. And Dream hasn't even left his base.
Yeah, and he did go for that CC first, so I think Golden feels relatively comfortable.
Yep.
He knows that even if the first Marine walks across the map to defend it, it's not going to be sending heavy pressure. And to be honest, I think Golden's control is adequate enough that he can defend any of those 1-2 Marine things with almost pure drone here and not be too worried about it. But we do see that pool on the way here. And they're already starting mining gas, so he wants to get that Zergling speed up relatively soon and control the center of the map here.
Yeah, I guess he just feels like he'll be too spread out to skip that. I mean, when you are on the 3 bases, you can't just rely on the queens alone. You're going to either need some roaches or some spines or some speedlings. You're going to need something additionally. Yeah, so I mean, MVPDream is going to be throwing down this bunker here at the natural. It's in a nice little position. It's going to be pretty hard to break that with just lings.
Yep, right now that third hatchery is about to finish. Dream with that bunker. You need to rush that bunker up when you are going for a CC first. The Ling styles, when they get aggressive, they will just break that CC first build if you don't rush up that bunker. But now we see that second Marine in there, so no Ling damage is going to be done. Right now he's just mining happily off of that natural expansion. A couple mules dropped there as well. Starting that first gas, and we're not going to see that double gas fall up just yet. But that factory is on the way, and the reactor being built on the barracks there. Going to be able to swap off and double produce those Hellions.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different follow-ups you can do to this, but because he only has the one gas, yeah, I was going to say either a bunch of racks or the third CC, and it will be that third CC. So he's going to have a very strong economy. I mean, going CC first and then into that 3 orbital very, very fast. So his economy is going to be great. I mean, Golden at the same time, though, is just going to be pumping pure drones probably for quite some time. He has pulled off gas after getting that speed going off. So he's doing quite fine himself, and it'll be pretty interesting. I mean, I think we're going to definitely see a pretty long macro game here just based off the openers.
Yeah, last time in some of Dream's previous TVZ series, we just saw him be incredibly greedy, and now still going for a tech lab on that racks rather than adding on the extra production. There he goes, finally adding down the 2 extra racks. But again, still running off of only that 1 gas and only a few units out right now. These first 2 Hellions are going to be the only units that actually have been across the map so far. Right now, just taking those Zelnar watchtowers and moving towards the Zerg third, I think.
Yeah.
There is a queen there, so he's not going to be able to do too much damage yet.
I mean, it's pretty insane that he's scouting this. Like, it's 7 minutes in the first time he's seen the Zerg base, and it's like, imagine if there was a Roach Baneling bust. He would have just died, but I mean, he's going to take the risk, and it will pay off. So some pretty ballsy play, I think, already from Dream. His third orbital is going to, or rather third CC is going to finish up and start morphing into that orbital. He's adding down 3 more racks, getting the starport. Probably will be swapped over onto the reactor very shortly here, and he'll be going into that kind of patented bio play. But with only this 1 queen here to defend, man, he could just run by and try to go for some economic damage, but the drones were pulled immediately, and he doesn't feel like committing to that.
Yeah, we also see that Spine Crawler about to finish there at the third, and some additional links just for reassurance. Wants to be able to trap those Hellions if they try to run into the mineral line. And meanwhile, back at Dream Space, we do see the double engineering bay coming up. Wants to be able to start those upgrades. And right now, Golden, he's got that 1 Evo chamber and a macro hatch, but that's about it. He's just been pure drones from here on out. 46 harvesters to 42, as we do have Dream triple producing them at the moment, but Golden just really heavily invested into that economy.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, Dream has a better economy for now, at least, because you have to add in the orbitals. He's going to be able to send out that third CC and land it here pretty shortly as his unit count is starting to rise. He's adding on even another rack, so his production is going to be pretty nice. He has those double upgrades that are going to be starting up here just now, and he is sending out that third orbital, so you have to add on like almost like 5 SCVs or 5 whatever workers you want to call it for each mule. So I mean, it's pretty impressive economy wise. Like obviously Golden is up to 60 now, but for quite some time they were tied, and you would kind of expect that with the fast 3 base he would have been more ahead.
And the only thing giving Golden a slight edge there was the fact that Dream has just now landed that third orbital. So now he's going to be able to balance that saturation a little bit, and that's going to allow his economy to really spike up. He's still controlling the center of the map with these Hellions, but some Lings going to scout out after that third, wanting to stop that bunker from going down, maybe picking up a couple of SCVs, but not going to be able to do too much. The Marines here quickly establishing themselves, taking care of that Ling force. And right now he's actually going to push towards the center of the map. Stim is finished. We do not have combat shields finished yet. It's about halfway done, as is infantry weapons level 1 and the armor upgrade.
This Ling counterattack, though, could be somewhat powerful if he gets in there before the bunker finishes, but no, he's going to actually turn around as he sees this group of units here pushing across the map for Dream. There are some Banelings in the background. I don't believe Baneling speed has even been started yet, though. We have the Infestation Pit going down, +2 armor. We have Burrow. More and more Lings are in production. I don't think Golden can really engage here, though. He's going to pull back. He's trying to get into a nice position, but he has to be careful about the Banelings. They are going to come crashing in. He's able to load up some of those units, but some pretty big losses there. Those Banelings were extremely cost efficient.
Yeah, the Medivacs doing the hero job there. The Banelings doing bonus damage versus both of those units since they are light. And now Golden taking the spy lead 116 to 110, but still really unable to pressure the Terran whatsoever. These Hellions are actually now researching Blue Flame.
Oh, so but it looks like he's just going to go on. He's going to be going up into your third. He needs to load those Marines.